Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be upon everybody. What's going on, brothers?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, man. How you doing, bro? Like, we're out here and we're doing a new episode. We're taking a little bit of a different DEENTOUR this episode, you know what I'm saying? So tell us what we're talking about today, bro.
The importance of character, ethics, knowing who you are. You know, like, this is some of the stuff that is so important. It's been important since the dawn of time. Like, it's important.
All right, so look, tell me why our character is lost now. Like, our not necessarily, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's say why our character is like going downhill, why we're not being good people no more, why there's like less chivalry.
Well, think about the other things that are also going down. Our morality is going down. Our lack of shame is going down. Like, respect in general is just going down. No one has respect for anything anymore. There's no shamefulness in anything.
You know, morality's taught, right? But Islam teaches us like how to have a good character, you know, what comes with good character. And you can't have good character if you don't have good faith.
Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, you can have good character if you don't have good faith, but you can't have good faith if you don't have good character. You understand this? Look, if you're someone who practices all the time, right? All right, let's say for Islam, you pray all your prayers, you do all your du'as, you make your supplications, right? You know, your people see you as a good Muslim, right? But you don't know, Allah only knows what's in our hearts. You could be doing stuff for all the wrong reasons. You could be helping people to say, oh, I want people to praise me, to be like, oh, look at him, man, he's helping people. You know, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing stuff for the right reasons. You know, your heart is not clean, even though you're doing all the right stuff. And you know, that can come to bite you. There's a lot of that today. You know, everybody says, oh, it's not like you don't know what's going on with me. Like, you don't know what's in my heart. Yeah, Allah knows what's in your heart. But if someone calls you out on something, right? And you know, you're like, oh, you don't know what's in my heart.
Yeah.
Why do you have to defend yourself at that point?
Yeah, like, it's like as if...
What you got to hide?
Yeah, what you got to hide,
bro.
And then when people get angry, when people call them out, that's another sign that, like, that you're lacking character. The arrogance. Arrogance is one of the most prevalent problems we have today. The Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, what did he say? He said, someone with even an atom's weight of arrogance, they won't enter Jannah.
They won't enter paradise.
They won't enter paradise. An atom's weight of arrogance. If you're arrogant on any type of level, you won't enter paradise.
Bro, all right, look. Tell me this, right? So nowadays, right, you're praised for being a bad guy. You're praised for being someone who's tough, who's hard. You know, you always carry a gun on you or something like that, right? There's no more of, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a nice guy and I'm gonna help my neighbors out, or I'm gonna help my people out, or I'm gonna help a stranger on the street. No, it's if you're someone who's from the who wants to be from the hood, you want to be someone who's got a tough background. You know, you're someone who's
went through the mud.
Yeah, I went through the mud, bro. I'm a slap 4K trade, all this
I've been through
stuff.
the trenches.
Yeah, bro. They wanna be these types of people. Even if they grew up in a suburban house with both parents, good money, they got a car at 16, they're still saying, oh, my anger issues could never, or that would never be me, or
Boy,
whatever.
don't play with me, you know.
Yeah, don't play with me.
It's honestly like, who do you think you are? It's a lack of humbleness.
It's
and
cringy.
it is disrespectful to the people that also have gone through that type of stuff and gone through like a really hard life. For you to just say that, oh, I've been through the hard life, and to seek empathy and sympathy, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say, oh, I've been through the hard life, but to actually live through it, a person who's actually lived through a hard life, they wouldn't want to talk about it. It's traumatic. It's something that affects you deeply and something that builds you up. And you always look back on it for the people who, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I've had a hard life, but like when you look back on those experiences, like it's something it's a dark place. You don't want to go back there. And then when people like, especially someone who hasn't been through that, they think it's cool. Why? No one knows. It's because they actually haven't been through it.
The Lil Durk, I think it was, he said the hood excites no one except for the people that are not from it.
The hood excites no one except for the people who are not from it, right? Yeah. The people who say, oh yeah, like I'm this tough guy, you know, I'm somebody who I'm big and strong, you know, I carry it on me, right? They're the only people out here saying this type of stuff, but the people who actually have to go through this, you know, the people who actually have to survive in this type of lifestyle, bro, come on now. This is the character I'm talking about.
It's easy to say you're big and strong and carry a gun and you're a tough guy and I'll shoot him and I'll shoot that, but it's not easy to respect your mother. It's not easy to respect the people around you. It's not easy to control yourself when you're angry. Those are the hard things. That's what makes a true man, a true character.
On the way here, you know, I was listening to a podcast, right? On the drive up here, and then it was talking about how our Prophet ﷺ, you know, he went through the hardest life. You know, he lost all of his kids in his lifetime, except his daughter Fatima, of course, right?
Yeah.
All of his family members died within his lifetime, and he's been through 20 different wars or battles throughout his whole lifetime, and etc. But the thing is, he was still being a good family man. He was a statesman. He still had 9 wives at the same time and was able to maintain that. Like, look, imagine, people like nowadays, if I'm working and I have a wife and I have kids at home, they're going to go crazy. They're going to be like, bro, I got all these things going on in my life. Now imagine maintaining 9 wives at the same time. You're a statesperson. You make sure everyone is good. You know, you still have time to pray.
On top of that, being a leader, on top of that, being on your deen, on top of that, like it's a lot.
The list goes on and on.
Also, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what was he? He was the best in character. There was a character none like him.
Okay, Lilo, I was just about to bring up that point. Why? For everybody, I want you to ask yourself this question: do you think you're perfect?
No.
Okay, you say no. Anybody who says yes, let me know why you think you're perfect. Okay, if you can list me reasons why you're perfect, then I'm gonna ask you this. Why are people not trying to embody you? Why are people not trying to follow you as a role model? Why are you not someone who's held in high status in our society, huh? Why are you, like, if you think you're perfect, you're not. We're all insignificant. Nobody's perfect. There's a reason why there's only one man in our life, one man in our ummah that we try to embody, the one person that we try to follow, and that's our prophet. There's nobody else that was like him. There's nobody else that can be like him. You know, you can only hope to try to live up to a status like that. But no, nobody's perfect. No matter who you are, you can have the best character in your life. But if you're the best person known to man, right? You know, a lot of people, okay, let's say a lot of people embody Mr. Beast. You know, he's someone who gives a lot to charity and all this. He does a lot of stuff for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But as far as we know, he's not on his deen. He's not a Muslim.
You know, it's crazy that you say that. I hate the idea of perfect. Perfect is the condition of hopelessness. If you're perfect, you can't get any better. I would never want to classify myself as perfect because that's hopeless. I can't even get any better. Like, that's it. That's the end of the road.
Actually, yeah, matter of fact, you know, when I was, you know, first learning about e-commerce, right? You know, my mentor, right? He was talking about how he likes to stay the student the whole way through because as a student, you always have a way to get up, you know, you can't go down from that. Yeah, but as a master or a teacher, the only place you have other than that is to go down. You can't go up anymore. You can't elevate in status anymore.
It's like a peak. Like you reach a peak.
That's it.
It's like in the Quran, Surah Asr, indeed mankind is in loss.
Except for the people who do righteous good deeds and bear patience.
Look, we were raised good, right? We were raised good, right? We were all raised in Islam, right? But Islam is not the reason why we have good character. It taught us how to have good character.
It gave us the materials.
We were working our way towards finding Allah, right? As we grow older, right? But we were all always good people, for the most part. You know, we've all had like rough patches in the road where we probably got in trouble in school or something, out of detention or whatever. But look, we're all guilty of, you know, having like a stick in the mud where we had a rough patch.
Even now, you can say your character can always get better. Like, you're not perfect,
bro, because there's a lot of flaws within a person's character. You know, you can be good for the most part, but there are always times where you can be alone and you're thinking of immoral things. You're thinking of bad things. You know, that's not a good sense of character.
Matter of fact, bro, like what I see, like people's biggest mistakes now, like they look up to people like who are like doing better than them in life. And so on, and they think like these people are like they must be sinless. They must be living a life without any regret, life without any, you know, whatever it may be, life without any negativity is what they think. But in reality, it's not the case. Like it's just what you see and like what you see on social media. Like this stuff fools you, plays with your mind. Like the grass is always greener on social media.
Yeah. Bro, look, I remember as a kid, bro. I was always on go mode. Bro, every situation that presented itself to me, if there was a fight ready, I was ready. That was it. That's like my fists were ready before my mouth was. I was ready to talk with my fist before I was ready to talk with my mouth. And in those moments, you know what I realized? I was never thinking of Allah. You know, I was never thinking of my deen. I was never thinking of what can go wrong. I was never thinking of nothing. Look, I was always thinking, all right, I'm finna pummel this guy and I'm finna be on my way. And I'm finna go tell people about, I'm finna be talking to people about it and be like, yeah, nah, you shouldn't mess with me. Because everybody wants a reputation. Everyone wants someone to fear them. You like that rush.
You want power.
Yeah, you want power. Everyone wants that. And as
that's not real power.
Look, as I've grown older and as I've gotten closer to Allah, I've realized when you sit down and you think first, you think about Allah, you think about what Allah would want for you in this situation. Is this something that is truly beneficial for you? Like if you have to fight in a situation and you're like, okay, what is the reason I'm fighting for? Right? Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about the story at the soccer field.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So y'all remember, we were playing a soccer game. We were with our friends and we were playing against these guys. We've played them before, but nothing happened. Nothing transpired the first time. Now this time around, we're there. We're playing a fine game, and one of our teammates, an older teammate, he gets in a scuffle with a guy from the other team, right? And they're getting in each other's face. Everybody runs up. They're all ready to start fighting. Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, what is the reason we're fighting right now? There's no way we're fighting over a soccer game, right? A soccer game we paid money to get into.
Your
to play.
Ego cannot be that high.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, hold on, bro. We got to hash this out, bro. Chill out, man. We're not the only reason I want to fight is if I'm fighting for Islam or if I'm fighting because you threaten me or my family. Those are the only circumstances I'm trying to fight. You threaten me because of soccer? Come on now.
Yeah.
We have to be better than that. We have to be that's where that character comes from. Because when you let anger take over, your anger kills.
And alhamdulillah, we didn't fight them that day.
We didn't fight them.
We told them we feared God and we went on our way. That was it.
I was gonna ask y'all something. What do y'all know about when you get angry?
What do you mean? Like
you ever have control? Those situations.
I'm forgetful when I'm angry.
Yeah. You ever have situations where after a situation you've gotten angry,
you look back and you reflect and you're
you're like, oh, I could have done this.
What was I doing, bro?
Yeah. You're like, oh, I could have done this, or I should have said this, or if this would have happened, then I could have done this type of thing. You start living with those feelings like, oh, this could have happened, but no. For one, your anger, that killed your iman. That's shaitan coming for you. Mm-hmm. Then later, that regret, that thought of, oh, I could have done this better, that's also shaitan. He's coming for you saying, oh, you could have done something better, or you could have done this differently. No, Allah willed it. Nothing else could have happened. That was the will of Allah already happened. That was it. See, we have to, this is why I'm talking about character. We have to understand, one of the biggest killers of your character is your anger. Mm-hmm. You just said you get forgetful when you get angry, right?
Yeah.
I understand that too, bro. Sometimes I could black out if I get angry. I used to tell people all the time, oh, you don't want to see me angry.
Yeah. See, the difference between a strong person and a weak person, the one who can control his anger, the weak person is the one who just lets it go loose. Oh, when I'm angry, it's just gonna go loose. It's gonna get wild.
or
you just told me you were weak. Indirectly, you're just told me you were weak. I'm done with you.
You can use that same logic when people talk about freedom. Like the one who is always falling into their desires. Are you really free? Or
you're not.
Those desires are controlling you. You're not really free.
And what type of character is that? You speaking from the man's standpoint. If you let your desires control you, what can you control? You were supposed to build yourself from the bottom up. No one was born with any value as a man. And when you let yourself get controlled by your angers, emotions, anything, that devalues you and your manhood. It destroys your character. Like you just said, anger destroys your iman, and your iman, if you can't have good character without good faith, or good faith without good character.
Right, it puts like a dot on your heart. Like you could feel it too. Bro, I've strayed away from the path of Allah when I get angry in a way that I should not be getting angry. This used to happen to me a lot. Not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but it used to happen to me in a way where I wouldn't be thinking. I wouldn't be thinking okay, I have to remember Allah in this moment. I have to rid myself of this anger. I have to control myself here. I used to always tell people or be known that, oh, if I get angry, I could be loose. I could be like an animal. You go into a primal nature when you get angry. You lose all your human qualities. You become someone who's out of control. You just want dominance in that moment.
And that's the importance of character. That's the bad things happen when you have bad character. That's just how it is.
Let me tell y'all something. As I've gotten closer to Allah, any situation that presents itself where, I could get angry or my anger could take over. Let's say a fight happens or something. I've never been more calm when I remember Allah. I could be in any situation, and I've never been hurt. I've never been in a situation where I could get hurt when I remember Allah. I've never been in a situation where I had to fight and I was going to get hurt, because I was I don't know. It's just me remembering, okay, this is not something Allah would want. You know, Allah doesn't need me to be fighting right now. I'm not fighting for his cause right now.
Yeah,
you know,
if you're not fighting for Allah's reason, if you're not
And
fighting for Allah's cause, don't expect
that,
Allah's
like,
help.
you know, I've been in situations like that before, and one thing I always keep in my head is, if the whole nation was out to get me right now and Allah does not will that, they cannot touch me, and vice versa.
Exactly.
The whole nation cannot protect me from Allah's, you know, punishment or his wrath or his reward.
You know, and then also, if you were fighting in God's cause, if you were against the whole nation, if God willed it, you would win.
Exactly.
You can't lose with Allah's help. You can't defeat a Muslim at all. You cannot defeat a Muslim with Allah's help. There's no way. When the Muslims were fighting back then, they were always in the minority, and the opponents were in the majority, and we still won. We wiped them from the face of the earth.
300 soldiers versus 1,000 in Battle of Badr.
Yeah, in the battle.
Just don't think just because you killed them, you won. They see paradise after that. Like,
you cannot defeat a Muslim.
They see that they got martyred.
You can't defeat a man. Look, you cannot defeat a man or a woman for a whole month. They don't eat or drink water. Look, do you want to eat? No. Do you want to drink? No. Not at all. They reject it completely, even though they see people eating and drinking in their face. Why, bro? It's just a sip of water. No. For God. For God only. We fear God in the last day.
Osman, look, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you. I don't even think y'all know this. But this is for everybody watching, listening. This is for y'all. All right, so in 2020, the height of COVID, right? There was a game in high school that allowed us to play with water guns. So Water Wars. We were playing Water Wars, and we met up at a park with like a whole bunch of teams. We had a team of 4, and there was a whole bunch of other teams with us. We were playing there, and then after we were done, we were chilling. All right. So to give y'all perspective, we're at the front of the park, like the parking lot area, and some drunk guy, he wanders by. And yeah, he just wanders by. I don't know. He might have been on crack or something. I don't know. He was weird. There was a lot going on in his head.
Okay, intoxicated.
So then there's a car. He walked by a car filled with women inside of it, right? And then there's a whole bunch of us guys outside, just sitting, like just standing around. He comes over and he starts talking to us. And he starts like babbling along and like making everybody laugh. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is weird. Like I'm skeptical. There's like this guy, he's way older than us, and he just comes over here and he's talking all crazy. Then out of nowhere, this guy starts walking towards the women's car, and he starts talking to them in like, you know, the derogatory way. Like there's something about to happen to them. Mm-hmm. So I get in his face. I'm like, hold on, you gotta like, hold on, let's wait. So I start distracting him, and then while I'm distracting him, he gets in my face. He's like, what you want? So then he like, he kind of like gets in my face like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then I have the water gun in my hand. So I'm thinking, okay, he's about to do something. So I'm to be safe, I put the water gun down, and this guy threw a punch at me. Mm-hmm. Now see,
I remember
I'm telling all this because in this moment, I wasn't thinking about Allah. You know, I was defending the girls, right? So you could argue, okay, I'm doing something right, because I literally only stepped up because he got close to them. So I was like, okay, hold on, I gotta step in real quick. Nobody else stepped up, so I was like, all right. So then I put the water gun down. But as soon as he hit me, everything took over. I didn't even know where I was. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. All I remember, because I saw a video of what happened. Mm-hmm. Everybody was screaming. I could hear the girl screaming in the background. I could hear the other guys who were there screaming as well. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. All I remember was this guy on the ground, and I kicked him. And then when I came to, I was like, oh shoot, hold on, I gotta stop. Like I said, a'udhu billah, hold on, astaghfirullah. And I got up, because my friends, as soon as he hit me, my friends were on him too. So I was like, hold on, I got everybody off. I was like, all right, we gotta chill. But see, that's the one thing that I wanted to like touch on about anger. I was angry. I didn't know where I was. I couldn't hear anything. There was nothing going on inside my head but the fact that this guy hit me, and he like something could have happened. Something worse could have happened if I didn't remember Allah in that moment. Mm-hmm. And that's my point.
And your anger, like imagine he had a weapon on him. You didn't know, and you let your anger take control of you. You didn't analyze the situation. You just charged at him like that. But these are things that you can learn from. This is what you look back on. This is character. This is humbleness. This is khushu'. Like you have to understand that. That's I remember that day. You came back and you told me in Osmans, you're like,
I remember watching the video.
You're like, astaghfirullah, bro. I remember you were talking about Allah. This day was. I remember that day. You were shaking. It was.
You remember the story with you and your foot and your teammate.
What? Yes. I told. Wallahi, bro. I used to have a. I'm gonna tell you guys the story. I had a teammate, and he was picking on some younger guys. Just long story short, he was picking on some younger guys, and I came in, I told him, you should just stop picking on him, doing all this. And then he told me that, I'm just like them. And then he started getting violent with me. and he was threatening me. And then I just put my hands up. I said, I'm not gonna fight you. And I just walked away. I got on my car and I drove off. And then I came to Hussien and I told him it wouldn't have been worth it for me to start hitting him in front of the younger guys and making a bad example. And like, would Allah have been proud of me? Would Allah have wanted me to do that? Who knows?
That was one thing
Allah knows,
like,
but I would like, I knew it wouldn't have benefited me in any way, and I would have to see that guy for the rest of the time I was on the team. I would have to see him every day. There was no point in it. You have to be logical and analyze the situation. This is the importance of character, and this is the importance of character where it got me out of a bad situation easily, just like that.
Yeah, look, remember the one story, right? I called you. It was like, what was it, March or whatever? It was like March of 2021 or 2022. Sorry. So it was March of 2022. Remember, I called you after I got to school. I said, bro, this one girl, I'm not gonna say the name, but she made me so mad, bro.
Oh yeah.
She was like internally, I was burning up so bad, but like on the outside, like, bro, let me tell you, like, she just kept saying stuff, you know, talking about my mom, this, that, you look like this and that, you know, the shirt you wearing is fake and blah, blah, blah. Even though none of those stuff was true, like, it was just like, I knew those stuff wasn't true, but I was just like, bro, like, what is her problem, bro? So I was like, bro, I gotta control myself, bro. I gotta control myself. So I walk out the classroom, right? And my teacher follows behind me. And she said, I would have hit that girl so hard in the face right now. But you for some reason, I don't have that type of self-control that you have. And I said, yeah, it's just, you know, the way I am, you know. Because in my head, I was just remembering, I was like, bro, I'm not fighting for the sake of Allah. This is a petty argument. You know, where am I gonna get from this? Like, matter of fact, on top of that, I'm gonna hit a woman. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Bro, it's like when you have great character, it's recognized.
So on top of that, right? So as I was calming down, right, I go back in, and she's over here calling up this one guy talking about something. Can you pull up to the school? This guy, he keep on talking. Look at the video that I sent you. And I was like, all right, whatever. You know, I'm not scared. I was like, bro, I only fear Allah. So I said, you know, whatever. I said, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go wait outside the school. I literally waited by my car for like 5 minutes. Nobody came. So I just went home. And the whole way there, I was just thinking, I was like, if the whole nation was after me, they can't do anything against me if Allah does not decree it, and vice versa.
SubhanAllah.
So yeah, like the moral of this story right now is that in a moment of like an intense moment where, you know, our anger could have easily have taken over, we could have easily asserted our dominance and showed someone, oh yeah, look, I'm way bigger than you, and you know, I could beat you up if I want to. We remembered Allah, and it was like,
character can get you out of a bad situation.
Yeah, bro. Like, and nowadays, anytime a situation like that presents itself, or where in a situation where like bad things can happen to me, I'm like, all right, you know, I just remember Allah. And, you know, I start reciting Quran, or, you know, I make du'as, I make prayers, you know, that's it. That's all that goes through my head, because I know, like, all right, if there's something here that's meant to happen to me, and if it's bad, it's self-inflicted, because Allah does not put bad upon you. You put bad upon yourself. You have to remember this type of stuff.
Yeah. Bro, it's only beneficial to be respectful, kind, and courteous. Like, it only hurts you when you go loose and you let your desires take control, and you let your anger, your emotions take control.
Yeah, see, look at it like this.
It only hurts you.
If you go and fight for the cause of Allah, you die a martyr, you die a shaheed. What does that mean? You're guaranteed Jannah. How is that bad for you?
Like, you've won. Automatically, you won. If you fight for the cause of Allah, you've won. And Islam doesn't condemn fighting. Islam, you're allowed to fight for the cause of Allah, for the right intentions.
Islam is not a pacifistic religion. It's a peaceful religion, but it's not pacifistic. Like, if we have to defend ourselves, we're going to. Like, don't think, you know, you're gonna put pressure on us and you're gonna oppress us, because you know, it's not the case.
Especially if you fight us for our religion. If you fight us because we believe in one God, bro. Bro, you better be afraid, because wallahi, if the Muslims were united today, we will be the strongest nation.
See, that's what the reason I brought this topic today was because, look, nowadays, whether you're Muslim or whether you're not, whether you're religious or whether you're not, why do we not look at character anymore? Why is character looked down upon? If you're a good person, you're looked down upon. They say nice guys finish last. You know, how many girls do you see on TikTok are, you know, chasing after a man who owns a gun, a man who's gone to jail, a man who has a record, a man who's troubled? How many people are looking at that? And when you see a nice guy, I've seen it countless times. You see a nice guy, and they're trying to get to know a woman, right? And they're like, oh, this guy's so annoying. Look at him. He's being too nice to me. They don't like the guy who's too nice.
Like, they want that little toxic, you know.
Yeah,
trait.
wallahi, man, don't be deluded. Nobody wants that. Good character, you get the W at the end of the day. Good character. Remember, good character can only benefit you.
Good women are for good men, and
bad
women are for bad men. Simple as that.
And also, let's look at it like this. You know, I'm not gonna speak on nobody like this, but if you are, let's say, if you are a Muslim, and you understand, and you know that, let's say, if you were to meet yourself outside of your body, so you meet yourself and you know that you won't be happy with what you see, then why are you not doing anything to change it?
Yeah.
Why? Like I think about that a lot recently. I'm like, okay, if I was to meet myself, how would I like myself? How would I?
These are the type. Yeah, those. That's actually a good reflection. What would be my first
impression to myself?
Or like at the end of the day, did I go closer to the hellfire? Or did I go closer to paradise?
Yeah. Did I get better?
Did I
or did
please
I lose
Allah? Is what I'm doing right now? Is it gonna please Allah? Is it gonna be good for me?
And that's the type of character. That's all this ties back to character.
Look,
that's the type of reflection that you need. You have to be humble enough to reflect upon that.
You can never fail with Allah's remembrance. Like, look, imagine, like, look, you get into such a situation, you're so heated in the situation, but then afterwards you go and you go listen to the Quran. How calming is that going to be versus someone who's going to go after they get so heated in the situation or they're really heated right, they go and they turn on music. Like, look, imagine, like, look, me, like, especially like when I used to listen to music, bro, like, you ever be listening to one song and you're just like, this song's getting me pumped up. I'm going to go and fight this person. Like, I'm so hyped up. Like, look, it's disgusting. Like, it's just such a difference. Like, it's two different worlds.
Speaking of which, all right, so me and Osman used to work at the same job, right? And before I stopped listening to music, you know, alhamdulillah, I've stopped that for a long time now. But before I stopped, you know, I used to listen to it. And if I got annoyed at work, because we worked with kids, you know, I'd be visibly angry. I'd be visibly annoyed. And then Osman told me, I was like, what you be listening to? He's like, oh, I be listening to Quran. I was like, the heck? So I was like, hold on. You know, I'm going to try that. So then for one shift, you know, I just had one of my AirPods in my ear and I was listening to Surah Yasin on repeat, just on repeat. But the thing with listening to Quran, you have to listen to it. You have to truly listen to it.
It can't just be background noise. You have to listen to it.
You have to listen to it. You have to try to understand the words. And if you don't understand the words, wallahi, the words are just beautiful. If you're just listening to them, they're just beautiful. And what I found out about myself is that I was so calm. You know, I was never in a bad mood. I'd never felt fatigued. I was never tired at work. You know, I was good. I used to be on my feet for like 7 hours. I used to be tired when I got home. But no, I was in a calm state. I was feeling good. You know, I started memorizing that surah and alhamdulillah, now I memorize that surah because I used to listen to it all the time. And I used to listen to it in a time where I was like, you know, I would be feeling the best because, you know, I didn't want to be at work. But that made it bearable. That made it good, like, and a whole bunch of benefits came out of it. I literally memorized one of the best surahs in the Quran.
The heart of the Quran.
Yes, you literally get the reward reading it 10 times just for reading that once.
SubhanAllah. It's nice.
And I wanna go back to what's it called? Oh, so you know, remember how I said females nowadays, they want a guy who's bad, right? What about, you know, when we talk about guys who don't have no moral ethics? He spoke about this like the last episode, right? No moral ethics.
No moral ethics, bro. As a man, you have to respect your woman. Like, would you, like, the way you talk about women and the way you talk to a woman, like, say it's disgusting, would you want someone to talk to your sister or your mother that way?
Exactly. Like,
you have to, like, you just talk. You don't even think. You don't even reflect upon yourself. When you talk without thinking, bad things happen. When you talk without thinking and without, like, your character shows. True character, it always reveals itself, no matter what. You can't put on an act forever. Like, wallahi, like, when you...
Look, the thing is, a lot of people, they try to see themselves as superior. They have a superiority complex to them, especially if they're, like, a lot of Muslims, I've seen it on social media so much. They will be in someone's TikTok comment section. If they see one bad thing or one wrong thing possibly, they will call it out and they will slander them for it. They could possibly backbite them for it. You don't even know. But what does that say about your character? What does that say about you? You may think you're doing a good thing as a Muslim, but no, you're not doing a good thing if you're coming at them trying to make yourself look like you're superior. We can't make ourselves look like we're
There's a difference between warning them for their safety and slandering them.
The bad outweighs the good.
Yeah.
The reason Allah knows what's in our hearts, the reason Allah knows whether we're good Muslims or not, you can literally pray, you can worship for 500 years, you can still go to the hellfire.
Bro, take example ISIS, bro. They think they're doing more good than they are. Like,
Bro, you know what I will never understand is the people who can sit in groups with each other and just talk bad about people. Wallahi, bro, I hate it. Whenever I'm with people or whatever, like I'm at work and not with people because I don't hang around people like that. I don't do that no more. Whenever I'm at work or something and they're talking about like, and I'm with a group of my coworkers and they're talking about another coworker, I say, don't talk about people behind their back. I just walk away from the conversation. Like, what are you doing? There's no benefit to that. Just to stand around, you have nothing better to do. Just to stand around and slander somebody. Like, bro, there's stuff to happen. We got money to make. We got stuff to do. You're gonna sit here and talk about somebody.
Bro, not even just that. Are you perfect? Like,
yeah. Are you like? I can get on you. Like,
what makes you better than them?
Exactly.
What do you know? Well, like, what do you truly know about
just
them?
like them.
Just because you saw them do something, do you know what was in their heart in that moment?
Yeah. Just because you saw one of their unhidden truths or something like that, you now believe that you are better than them. Like, and you've forgotten yourself. You forgot what you've done. You forgot what like.
Hey, but look,
you lose your humility.
Yeah, you lose your humility. You have no humbleness. You have no.
Going back to what you said about the TikTok thing, right? How about the other way around? Like, someone tries to advise someone on a sin, and then they get slandered for that. Oh, like, you're being an extremist. Oh, you're doing too much.
Okay. So I was thinking something else. Okay, look.
Just flip the switch online.
Okay, let's say they say, sister, your video is good, but maybe you should probably try wearing hijab or something. And someone comes at them saying, worry about yourself or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
listen. Only God can judge me.
I mean, okay. Let's not use the example for the sister because we're men. We'll use for example for a man. He has music in his videos, and we try to tell him, or he's smoking or something, and we tell him like, and let's just say for the fact our intention is pure. We tell them that, you can't do that, brother. Seek forgiveness, go to Allah, turn to Allah. And then they tell us, worry about yourself. Wallahi, like I want to look at you and I want to slap you. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to tell me worry about myself when I just warned you about something that you were doing. You can't be you can't be more lost than that. You're going to attack me for helping you. It's like me giving you water, but you're like, bro, you think I need this water?
Right, you slap it out of my hand.
Yeah, like, you think I need the water? Are you stupid?
Look, we as Muslims, we have to understand, whatever you do publicly as a Muslim, it does not reflect your reputation. It reflects the image of Islam. You represent the image of Islam, not just yourself. You have to understand this. If you go outside or if you post a video online and you're portraying yourself as a Muslim, people know you as a Muslim and you do something haram or you do something wrong, they will take that up with Islam. They won't take that up with you. They won't say, so-and-so did this. They'll be like, this is what Islam does. That's what they do. That's how the media, that's how social media, that's how society twists the image of Islam. That's how they do it today. That's how they got us all mixed up and messed up, bro. You have to understand, if you're portraying yourself as a Muslim, you have to do right. You have to do the best that you can, because every sin that you do in public, Allah hates those. He doesn't forgive the ones you do in public, especially if you know it's a sin. We have to be very conscious of this. You have to have akhlaq. You have to have consciousness of Allah. You have to have khushu', bro. You have to always have this.
It's like the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, Allah will forgive all the Muslims in the ummah except those who sin openly and publicly. No shame. No shame. No shame that you're disobeying Allah. Like what? Like,
and not only just that, Allah protected you.
Yeah, Allah protected you when you sinned in private, and then you're gonna open it up.
Like, look, you ever like, especially like when we used to hang around people, right? Like, they'll come with like these crazy stories. Like, oh yeah, man, last night was crazy, man. It was a movie, man. I just did this and that and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Like, no one even knew about that before. And now you're just displaying this to the whole public sphere. And everyone, and on top of that, what do you get from that? You get people that think, oh, it's normal. He's doing it. She's doing it. He's doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's okay.
Oh my God. Shake my head. Yeah, shake my head. Wallahi, that is tough up on a real topic. That's what the social media has done for us today. They've normalized everything. Because you can just tell the public about everything, and if you judge them, now you're a judger, you're a bigot, you're everything, and now everyone ignores the fact what they did. Like the bad thing that the person did.
They're like, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
What do you mean it's not that bad?
Like, let's say, someone's having intercourse in public, right? But, it's so normalized nowadays, and people are disgusted by that. But then they tell you, they're like,
dude, are you really gonna judge me,
bro?
That's what they would say on social media. Like, and then now
we're in no position to judge.
That's how trends start.
There's something called taking accountability. You have to understand that if someone tells you you've made a mistake or you've done something wrong, take accountability. Don't say
comes with character.
Everybody's doing it. Yeah. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's right. He said this a million times.
Yeah.
Even if everybody's doing...
Haram is haram, even if everyone is doing it. And halal is halal, even if nobody's doing it.
Yes.
Exactly, bro.
And that's wallahi, as a man, that's true character. To stand up stand up for something, even though everybody goes against it. If you tolerate everything, you stand for nothing.
Right,
I remember you saying that.
When we talk about that, like, why do I have to bring big examples in? Like, I give you an example, right? Like, let's say, I don't know. Let's say I tell someone don't listen to music, and they're telling me, well, I've seen you listen to music before. Is that an excuse for you to listen to music? I'm not saying what I was doing was right. Why do I have to bring the example? Oh, if I murder someone, does that make it right for you to murder someone? I don't need to bring these big examples because, bro, if something is wrong, bro, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's
bro.
wrong.
Stop trying to justify it.
Yeah,
bro.
sometimes you can't turn it complex. It's simple. Yes or no. Haram, halal. That's it. Don't try to make it complex. Oh, but I saw these people do it. Oh, we live in a different type. No. Haram, halal, halal. There's nothing. This is the way of the Muslim. Haram, haram, halal.
The believer, right? Like, look, let's say like someone listens to music, right? Just because they listen to music does not mean they're a non-Muslim.
Yeah.
Well, the fact when they're like, yeah, like, you know, it's okay, it's perfectly fine. No, all right, now that's the problem.
You left
a real believer is gonna say, okay, I listen to music. That's my weakness.
That
I have a weakness.
You know, I'm trying, like, I'm actually actively trying to stop. You know, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to get like further away from that or something. You know, we have to understand as Muslims, it's a journey. It's not a straight line. It's a journey. That's why the DEENTOUR, bro. It's a journey. You know, it's one day at a time. It's one step at a time. It's one salah at a time. It's one dua at a time. It's one subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar at a time. It's one at a time. Because for every single one, you know, you get multiple rewards. So we can't undermine the fact that, you know, our journey towards becoming better Muslims every single day is like, it's a long one, but every single day that you do something better, that you can tell yourself, oh, I got better today, then you know that you're being rewarded greatly for this. You have to believe that. You have to have that in your heart. That's where this character comes from. It comes from what's in your heart. You know, your intention. Your intention outweighs everything. Allah's mercy will first look at your intention. You can earn Allah's mercy through your intention, through what's in your heart. Allah will give you the reward of praying Fajr if you have the intention to wake up for it, but you still fell asleep. You still get the reward for that. And we're so weak today to say that we want guys who are troubled and have guns, and we want to slander other people and backbite other people, and that we can't trust nobody no more. We assume everybody we see is bad. Every stranger you see in public, you assume that they're a bad person.
Yeah, because that's just the public consensus now.
Exactly.
Now, you assume they're a bad person. Now you're mean to them. Now he's mean to you. Now everyone's bad. Like, this is the public consensus now, because no one has character. No one has morality. Oh, this is another topic I wanted to talk about. What people say with their tongue, the liars. When people lying, wallahi, if you can stay away from it, stay away from it. You have a problem, if you have that problem, fix it. Lying is one of the biggest causes of society being trouble where it is today.
Because people don't see a problem with lying.
Bro, like, look, no.
It's just
just think about it.
Even when you're joking.
The media is lying to you. Social media is lying to you. Bro, your best friend is lying to you. They're doing things behind your back. They're lying to you, bro. And look, what is it doing, bro? It's affecting you. It's affecting the people around you. And that's how people control others. Yeah. Like, lying is the biggest manipulation.
Bro, there's a hadith saying that the liars will be in positions of power. Liars will be seen as truth tellers. Truth tellers will be seen as liars.
SubhanAllah.
Look. The thing is, lying is so downplayed because it's so normal. Yeah. A lot of people, they lie on the daily. They lie doing whatever. People be lying about what they had for breakfast, bro. Like,
yeah, like, why are you lying to me about that?
Like, what do you get out of it, bro?
Why are you lying to me about what you have for breakfast?
All of a sudden, you look better. Do you look better in the eyes of Allah?
Exactly. Like, bro, lying, when I find out someone lies to me, it's like, wallahi, like, don't talk to me again. Don't talk to me again. Don't talk to me again.
You lost my trust.
Lying is even about small things. Wallahi, it's just a bad habit. It's a bad character trait. It shows me, it reveals your character.
Lying is such a downplayed sin because it's so easy to do. Especially nowadays as teens and stuff like that, and like young adults, bro, it's so easy to lie. It's so easy to lie to your parents about, you know, people who sneak out their house, people who lie about where they went.
Wallahi, people like, man, if I ever had a son and I caught him lying, bro, he's getting clapped, bro. He's smacking him, bro. Like, there's no way. I would never
let fat leak and all
like, I would never, like, wallahi, I would never raise my child to be a liar.
Dude, what does the Quran say? Speak the truth even if it goes against you and your people.
You know, it got to a point where a lot of people used to accuse me of lying, and I'd be like, why do I have to lie to you?
Yeah.
What do I get out of lying? Like, let's say
people can call me a lot of things, but a liar was never one of them.
No, matter of fact, bro, like, do you fear me that much that you have to lie to me? like, just imagine someone talks about you behind your back, and you go and ask them, and they lie to you. Like, are you really that fearful of me? Like, are you scared?
There's so many things that can kill your character, and we don't like.
And your
don't
character,
look at it.
but your
enough.
character can also open up so many gateways and opportunities for you. Imagine you go into an interview. Maybe this interview requires a degree, but your character is so good and well, like you're so well mannered that the person who's interviewing you, he just loves you. He likes you because it's everything. At the end of the day, is human to human. It's human to human basis. I could be under Elon Musk's wing if he just liked me. If he liked my character, he'll put me under his wing. Imagine the opportunity you could have if you had a good character. Maybe that interview, now he just likes you, and now you got the job. You don't even have a degree. Or you don't have anything. You don't have any of the qualifications, but he just likes you. You're well-mannered. He knows that you'll give him your best.
But that's what Islam does for you. That's what Allah
Allah
subhanahu wa ta'ala does for you, because when you have good character, when you are a good person, your faith can also be in check. Mm-hmm. They're twins. It says faith and character are twins. You know, when you have good faith, you are bound to have good character, because how can you can't have one without the other. I mean, you could be be a good person, but if your faith is not in check, then like where did your character come from?
Your deeds will
Who
come
taught
to
you how
nothing.
to be a good person? You know, Islam is the reason
a good person according to who? According to whom?
Yeah, exactly.
According to what doctrine?
It's just like, look, just imagine, like, I go, I want to steal this thing, but then I remember, you know, I fear Allah. Like, you know,
Yeah,
do I want to manifest sin? Like, what if I die doing this?
And then imagine you stole that, and then you end up in jail. Your good character just saved you from that. Your faith just saved you from that. Your faith increased your character. You increased your faith. You increased your character. Now it just saved you from going to jail, spending your life and ruining your life. Imagine that. Look at it's possibilities. There's gateways. But there's also ways that it can take you down a really dark path. Really,
look, one of the last points I'm going to make here.
Again, it's all about perspective.
All about perspective, subhanAllah.
One of the last points I'm going to make here is us as Muslims, bro. If we're hanging around non-Muslims, it's so hard to show them, like, I'm not going to get into a situation because I'm above this. I'm hot. Like, I'm better than this. You know, this is not something that I would do in my, like, as a Muslim. This is like, I'm not going to go through with this action or whatever, because this is not what Allah would want for me. You know, this could be a sin for me, or this could be something that destroys my iman, or anything of the sort. But they start to see you as weak. They could see you as weak. They could see you as like weak-willed and someone who's not willing to do what he needs to do. But no, that's not what it is. I'm much stronger than you if you think that. You know, we have to understand, like, bro, I fear Allah way more than I fear you. I fear Allah way more than peer pressure. Mm-hmm. No, I fear Allah to the point where I could cry on my knees, man. You like this. I don't need to get into a fight with you because someone stepped on your shoe, bruh. Like, I don't need to do that with you. Mm-hmm. This is not what life is about. Life is not about this. There's a bigger purpose to life.
Wait, you just said you fear Allah more than you fear him. Bruh, taqwa is the gateway to success. The consciousness, the notion, the fear of Allah is the gateway to success. You can get into any situation or any altercation. You see, you fear Allah, and now you've succeeded.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. SubhanAllah, that was crazy.
People have told me, oh wow, you base your faith off fear, bro. Yes. Bro, you don't get into paradise by your deeds. You get in by the mercy of Allah. You have to earn the mercy of Allah.
Like,
the mercy of Allah.
Yeah.
It outweighs his wrath. Mm-hmm. But earning it, after I heard that story of the man who worshipped for 500 years and still went to the hellfire because he was like, I want to enter on my deeds. He was like, okay, you want to enter on your deeds, you're going to the hellfire.
He put the ni'mah of eyesight, the blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you, that God gave you to see.
Not just one eye.
That God gave you to see was way more than 500 years of worship. God gave you so many blessings. He gave you so many materials. I'll be surprised if we weren't praying every single minute of every single day.
Look, listen, Allah created angels. There's gonna be these angels that were from the moment they were created, they were in prostration all the way until the day of judgment, and they're gonna get up and say to Allah, "We have not even worshipped you enough, not even close."
Yeah, exactly. Bro, this is the type of humbleness that you need.
As humans, we have free will. We have the ability to see. We have all these senses that Allah blessed us with. We're not humble enough. We're not grateful enough. We have to humble ourselves. That's the theme of this episode. You have to humble yourself. You have to understand you're not perfect, and if you were to meet yourself outside your body, how would you react? Because if you think that you're perfectly fine, then why are people not modeling after
you?
Why
Wouldn't
are
even
people not trying to be you right now?
You wouldn't even want to be you. You wouldn't even want to hang out with a person like you. You wouldn't even want to like hang.
Man, a lot of us are not even safe in our own bodies, but y'all not ready for that conversation. And you know what? With that being said, bro, it's been Hussien. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to everybody who's watching. Peace be upon you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys return back and you subscribe, like, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube. And peace, man.
All right. Before I close out, I just want to remind you guys, we're not scholars. We're just students of knowledge. We just come on this platform to share information of what we know, our past experiences, and so on. We're open for correction. We're not perfect. As we said in this episode plenty of times.
Subhanallah.
So with that being said, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.